Triple H not happy about a huge WWE leak? Cody Rhodes bumped from his WrestleMania match? And my review of AEW Dynamite. I'm Oli Davis, and this is the WrestleTalk News.
Support WrestleTalk!
It's not only the Royal Rumble this Sunday, I mean Saturday. It's also the beginning of the road to WrestleMania, the most exciting time of the year to be a wrestling fan, with WWE putting on the biggest matches and storylines it can muster, while loads of conflicting reports come out about what those matches will actually be. It's speculation-a-mania, brother. Much love, HH Kiss. Kicking off the festivities, Sports Illustrated have posted an article titled WrestleMania 40 card is taking shape and it looks spectacular. In it, Sports Illustrated's longtime wrestling writer Justin Barrasso claims his WWE sources have told him what's going to happen at the Royal Rumble and how those events will set up matches at WrestleMania, which include Bayley winning the Women's Royal Rumble, Gunther winning the Men's Royal Rumble, The Rock will face Roman Reigns at Mania, and Roman wins, LOL, and Cody Rhodes is not finishing his story. Let's go through these one by one. Sports Illustrated write that Bayley's time is coming, and she's set for a prime WrestleMania spot alongside Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley for the Raw Women's title, likely against Io Sky for the SmackDown Women's title. They write that while CM Punk versus Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship was originally planned, a new plan is in place. That being Gunther, who will beat Rollins for the title on the first night of WrestleMania after he wins this weekend's Rumble. Not only that, it could potentially be a squash match to cover for Rollins' injury, and is being done so Gunther can headline WWE's Bash in Berlin show in Germany as the world champion, which I think is actually incredibly smart booking around an injury. Roman Reigns defending his title against The Rock at WrestleMania and retaining is to still continue his reign and solidify him as the greatest champion in WWE history. Again. But where does that leave Cody? Sports Illustrated write, sources close to Triple H have indicated that Rhodes will not headline this year's event, nor will he finish his story at WrestleMania. Instead, they claim he'll face CM Punk following their great promo segment from the Rumble Go Home episode of Raw. So there we have it. We now know the next 3 months of major WWE results. Might as well come back in April. Seeing that we know everything that's going to happen now, but, just one more thing. Barrasso doesn't have the best track record when it comes to wrestling scoops, and the far more reliable WrestleVotes has pushed back on his report, posting that while the matches could absolutely happen, the set-in-stone nature of Barrasso's report is a little naive, and that a source also relayed that WWE is not happy with the report in general, especially labeling it as sources close to Triple H, as if he'd be so open with this type of specific information. As for Cody himself, he's not flinching in an interview to Bleacher Report when he was asked about being stuck between The Rock and a hard place. I don't think he's the type that would come in and meddle with a story that's been told over the past 2 years. This ties into a report from Fightful Select, who write that The Rock is a big fan of Cody Rhodes and did not return to WWE to stand in the way of anything. However, Fightful also add that was before The Rock's promo and most didn't know his head of the table line was coming. Rock also mentioned in a recent interview that his new role on WWE's board of directors means his personal feelings may have to give way to what's best for the publicly traded company, which is money. Now here's a message from this video's sponsor.
New year, new Pete. New year, new Pete. New year, new Pete. Oh, God.
Well, howdy, partner. Are you by any chance this new Pete that everyone's been hollering about?
How do you...
How do I know your name, son? Why, everyone's talking about you. They're saying that you want to become the fastest man in the world.
No, not really. I just wanted to go for some runs, get some new fitness, New year, new Pete.
No need to be modest, Peter. I can make your dreams come true. If you take AG1, you can be the fastest man in the world.
AG1?
Yes, it's foundational nutrition, which can make you feel energized, have support for your immune system, your healthy skin, and your microbiome.
Wow, that's incredible.
I haven't finished, son. It also improves your focus and mental clarity, as well as combating visible signs of aging, and replenishes your daily micronutrients, especially on workout days. And I want to personally thank AG1 for sponsoring this video.
This video?
What did I just tell you, son? And if you at home want to try AG1, then go to drinkag1.com/WrestleTalk, which is in the description below, to get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 and K2 and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase.
And it'll make me the fastest man in the world?
Well, no. But it'll make you feel so good, you'll feel like the fastest man in the world. Give it a try.
Okay. Thank you.
We have Pete here to talk about his amazing experience. Pete, what is your secret?
Well, I mean, it's a lot of hard work, a lot of effort, and AG1. I mean, I really wouldn't have got the boost I needed without AG1, and without it, I wouldn't have been able to live out my dreams. Dreams. It's just a dream.
Go back to sleep.
As a shoot, I've actually been drinking AG1 first thing every morning for the last 4 years. And it's really helped me stick to my goals of staying healthy, even when I'm busy or really stressed. It's an easy habit to maintain. AG1 has vitamin C and zinc to support my immune system, which is one of my favourite benefits. And I'm also far superior at running than Pete. Now it's Thursday, you know what that means. My review of AEW Dynamite in about 5 minutes. Following my match of the year so far of Samoa Joe versus Hook, I'm sorry those 20 Will Ospreay matches. The AEW champion cut an in-ring promo reminding everyone how title shots aren't given anymore, they're earned through cage match ratings. It gave focus to the episode's World Championship picture, with top contenders Hangman Page, Swerve Strickland and Wardlow all getting impressive wins. Hook interrupted Joe to respectfully acknowledge defeat before leaning into Joe's ear and threatening to one day fight him again. I'm very glad they featured Hook on this episode to follow up from last week, but for me, every time he speaks, he loses a bit of that magic. Instead, I'd have had him do what everyone else did in the world title storyline, get an impressive, decisive victory over a credible opponent. Joe stayed out on commentary, which had its table moved to ringside by the crowd, presumably to help increase attendance, to scout his World Championship competition, like the show's opening contest between Hangman Page and Penta. They had a predictably awesome match, again recapturing the AEW fire of old. They went back and forth on everything: strikes, kicks, zero miedo, cowboy shizzle taunts. The great in-ring action was given another layer too by Joe on commentary, whose performance steadily descended from arrogant to quite angrily concerned about how tough both men are. Hangman hit a buckshot lariat to win and go 3-0 this year. Stick that in your cage match and ginger it. Orange Cassidy told Renee backstage he'll be accepting Roderick Strong's international title match for Revolution, but that's like 6 weeks away. So in the meantime, he'll keep defending his belt. That's how seriously wrestlers in kayfabe are taking the Undisputed Kingdom faction. Cool, I guess I'll get to them when I get to them. Before then, Cassidy's next challenger will be decided by a 4-way on Friday's Rampage, which includes Dan Latham. Don't tire yourself out too much, Danny boy, because you're facing me for the Jam That Championship this Sunday. I mean Saturday at WrestleTalk's Royal Rumble watch-along party. Subscribe to WrestleTalk and enable notifications to join in the live stream. Cassidy was then in his best friend Trent's corner, furthering the faction's conflict with the Undisputed Kingdom by taking on Wardlow. While the Undisputed Kingdom have been pretty generic so far, I'm really enjoying this version of Wardlow. It's not just that he's back to being a heel monster, it's the black and white attire, the group of guys around him, and how he carries himself as better than all of them put together. They worked a really good match, giving Trent some fiery offense, even cheating and using a chair, while Wardlow never looked in serious trouble, winning with a sickening last ride. It's so good, he just needs one powerbomb to win now. And it's another smart heel trick, as it stops the crowd chanting "one more time" like they would have done for a babyface Wardlow. Matthew and Nicholas Buxton continued their new heel characters backstage, arriving late but still calling out Top Flight for their tardiness. Deonna Purrazzo and Toni Storm's interview segment didn't just reveal a real personal basis for their title feud, it was also an achievement in-camera special effects. Despite being conducted live on the top of the ramp, Toni's half of the screen was in black and white, while Deonna's was in gloriously permatanned colour, all in the same shot. Purrazzo said she doesn't want to face the delusional timeless Toni Storm. She wants the Toni she trained with in Japan, where they were so close, revealing a very cool real-life detail, they got matching ankle tattoos. Toni responded to the cognitive dissonance that she might not really be a golden age Hollywood actress by telling Deonna to put her tattoo down her butthole. They scuffled and Purrazzo stood tall with the title. Taya Valkyrie later called Deonna out between tonguing John Morrison's face-off. Moxley just casually cut promo of the week in a pre-tape backstage. After toiling away for months in AEW's developmental system, Rampage, the young upstart Jeff Hardy was then called up to the main Dynamite roster, marking his first singles match on the show since 2023's Match of the Year winner of him versus Jeff Jarrett in a Texas Chainsaw Massacre death match. I'm only slightly joking there, I unironically love that match. Jeff has been passively aggressively posting on social media about he's not being showcased on Dynamite for a month now, so he wrestled like he had something to prove against Swerve. They had a great match, with Swerve's unique offense kind of acting like a 2024 mirror to how Jeff was in the Attitude Era days. They worked a main event caliber style, with Jeff hitting a twist of fate on the steel steps, but Swerve got the stomp to win. Strickland then crashed Renee's interview with Hangman backstage, asking who the last person to beat Paige was. Answer, it was him. For Hangman to scream back what everyone watching this channel should now have as their 2024 mantra. New year, new me, dumbass! Renee then revealed next week they'll both be in Dealer's Choice matches, where they get to choose each other's opponents. Swerve should pick Moxley, reprising that classic feud from last year, and I think this would be a great spot for Hangman to choose Hook. I'm seeing double here. 4 women's segments on an episode of Dynamite. Thunder Rosa beat Red Velvet in a decent match and then called out Toni Storm off mic afterwards. But the camera does not care about your match building, Rosa. We've got to see the Savannah Bananas at ringside. With Serena Deeb set to return on Saturday's Collision, this felt like the most fleshed out women's division in ages. It's Sting! And he's in the ring! With Darby Allin. Yeah. Darby noted that because the rankings are back, they're the #1 contenders for the tag team titles. Sting agreed, and a match against Ricky Starks and Big Bill was made for 2 weeks' time. Despite announcing Sting's retirement back in October, it feels like it's caught AEW by surprise, and they're booking several months of storyline into one. If Sting and Darby were already tag champs before Sting's final match was announced, the Young Bucks walking out would have made way more storyline sense. Speaking of, the best part of this whole segment was Nicholas and Matthew producing it backstage, when Nicholas said, "That's a terrible camera shot. It's official, now they've got the trios belts. Bullet Club Gold have the best entrance in wrestling." They didn't actually wrestle the match though, it was the Acclaim defending their AEW's trios belts against the Mogul Embassy. Instead, Jay White and the Guns stopped Prince Nana from cheating during Billy Gunn's hot tag, helping their new super faction friends retain. I'm really into this storyline, and I can't wait for Jay White to reveal he was only ever doing it to get to the AEW trios belts, but Austin Gunn thought they were doing it for love. The main event was a fever dream of a match. Minoru Suzuki versus Adam Edge Copeland. It's the sort of visual that doesn't quite make sense in the brain, like Ishii versus Kane, or Triple H versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. WWE New Japan Forbidden Door main event confirmed. They had a very fun exhibition match, not at the level of Suzuki's great AEW cameos, but an enjoyable spectacle nonetheless. Unfortunately, the camera just missed what would have been the best spot. Suzuki sitting up laughing after getting speared to lock in a choke on Copeland. Copeland won in the end, sending Suzuki into an exposed turnbuckle, then hitting Christian's kill switch to win. We got what looked like some stock footage from 2023 of Christian reacting, as Copeland promised he's still coming for him. This was a fun, solid episode, but not much progressed. This week's Dynamite is 80%. Now go watch us count down the worst wrestling entrance themes ever.